I am really tired. I love YouTube. Let me be clear here. I love YouTube. But now, game time, are you playing with me? Are you playing with me now that Robert Saleh... Hey, let's see. Let's look it up. Robert Saleh. Lordy. I thought he got hired. Now again, game time, I thought he was going back. It's blogging the boys. Okay, here we go. I thought, because I looked at 5 hours ago. This is how crazy this stuff is. So, Niner Nation, 49ers bring back Robert Saleh as defensive coordinator. That's from San Francisco. So, that was 10 hours ago. The San Francisco 49ers brought back Robert Saleh to once again be the team's defensive coordinator, according to multiple reports. The news, at first reported by Mike Silver of The Atlantic, comes amid a bit of a farce surrounding the Jacksonville Jaguars' hunt for a new coach. The Jags had targeted Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator, Lem Cohen, but he was offered a 3-year, $4.5 million deal to remain in the NFC South on Wednesday morning. So, Robert Saleh was supposed to be doing an in-person interview yesterday, but we had heard that he wasn't going to go. Maybe they had informed him that he wasn't going to go. That they had already decided that, don't waste your time. And so let me go through now with blogging the boy. This is crazy. Monique, shout out to Monique S. Monique, that was my understanding that he had already signed the contract. They were offering him the highest defensive coordinator money in the NFL. Now, this is just a rumor, okay? So, understand, there's rumors out there. The Cowboys are always rumored to do a whole lot of shit and do nothing. Reports are that Robert Saleh is a lead candidate for defensive coordinator position. Wait a minute, defensive coordinator? So this was at 7:41 Central. Okay. This is saying defensive coordinator. The Dallas Cowboys interviewed New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh in the search for Mike McCarthy's replacement. He has never gained any more traction than that in Dallas as far as the head coach position went, and is assumed by almost everyone he was headed back to San Francisco to be their defensive coordinator again. That never became official, and now word is the Cowboys are interested in bringing him to Dallas as their defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh is a lead candidate for the D.C. role in Dallas, but the Cowboys have to contend with a team in Santa Clara for his services. He and the 49ers are having a pre-existing relationship as well. We all know Patrick Walker is a very plugged in the happenings of the star, so this isn't just another crazy rumor and must be some fire behind the smoke, but it feels difficult to believe that Saleh would turn down the 49ers' return to take on a somewhat messy situation involving the Cowboys coaching. We're not privy to what's going on behind closed doors, so maybe Jerry Jones and company are doing the right thing to tempt him, securing the services of a defensive coordinator as qualified as Saleh. Okay, so Lola should be hired as head coach. So, shout out to Lola, Miss Hot Sauce. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? But everybody who's now on the train to say, Robert Saleh, he should be the head coach. How did he do as head coach with the Jets? I mean, seriously. How did he do as a head coach for the Jets? Great defensive coordinator. The defense was good. He had one of the historically greatest quarterbacks in football. They went out, they got people in free agency. You know, they got Devontae Adams and stuff. They had players, they had high draft picks. But it's the Jets. Oh, but you guess what? But it's the Cowboys. Breaking news. DC Mark not head coach. Oh, I get it. Okay. So, but somebody had said back in play. I think Game Time came in and said Robert Saleh's back in play. But what's funny is, I go back to what I said before. It's funny because sometimes I say stuff and I'll put it in a video and it just gets blown over. Because when the Cowboys was first announced that the Cowboys were interviewing him, on the video, and you can go check. By all means, please go check. I said, Cowboys interviewing Robert Saleh. And on it, I questioned, for head coach or DC? Or DC? Hey, listen, I got the receipts. I also said yesterday about Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys and Mike McCarthy, are they both better off without each other? That they might want to keep them on speed dial. They might want to call him back. Mike Fisher ended his saying, do they have Mike McCarthy's phone number? Oh, and somebody else, I don't know if it was Calvin Watkins, or somebody else tweeted that out, that they might want to call Mike McCarthy. It's like, I said that shit yesterday. Cowboys are cooked. Right now, the Cowboys are just grasping at shit. Just grasping at shit. Now, I'm going to say, if you're Robert Saleh, do you want to go to the Dallas Cowboys that's going to literally tell you to do more with less? That we don't believe in free agency? Or go back to a San Francisco 49er team that was just in the Super Bowl a year ago? That literally went out and they signed guys like Hargrave. On the offense, they went out and got Christian McCaffrey and stuff. That they take care of their players. That they're actually a winning organization. Do you honestly look at these two jobs? I can be the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, and they're cheap. They're cheap. They're not going to pay me, great money to be the defensive coordinator. Maybe I can become the head coach because, they're hiring Brian Schottenheimer. But I'm going to have to be under Brian Schottenheimer? I mean, I can be underneath Kyle Shanahan. He's been to the Super Bowl. I've been a head coach. This guy has only been an offensive coordinator a couple of times. And he's going to be my boss? And then I got Jerry Jones. Or I can go to San Francisco where I'm going to be the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. And I got some players. More than just a Micah Parsons. I got some linebackers. I got defensive linemen. I got cornerback. And I got, yeah. Why would you say, hey, I want to go to the Dallas Cowboys? I'm not trying to be funny. Read the chat. Mark will be saying the team will be the best team. Brian Schottenheimer has been hired. Oh, okay. Breaking news here. Look, shit has to happen. Well, but here, now let me ask you this, okay? Congratulations, Brian Schottenheimer, getting hired here right now. Alan Williams, breaking news. It's being announced on Twitter that Dallas is hiring Schottenheimer as new head coach. We've been saying that for 2 days. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that bothers the hell out of me. The Cowboys have already undermined him. They've undermined him. Let's say, okay, Lola, Miss Hot Sauce. Okay, forget that I'm married, forget you're married. We're both two single people. And we start dating each other, right? We're dating. Hey, we a couple, right? And then I'm texting somebody else and say, hey, how you doing? You interested in, coaching for Cowboys? Just checking it out. Just checking it out. Yeah. What you think? No? You're good? Okay, that's cool. And then you turn around, hey, Lola, what's up? And you know that I was texting Saleh about being a girlfriend. The fuck? I thought we were. Why are you talking to Pete Carroll now? Rich, what's his name? The special team guy. Why are you talking to him? Why are you all of a sudden going around? Wait a minute. We've been talking for 2 days here about me being the head coach. Why are you out here talking to another woman? What the? You would literally put a foot in my ass, wouldn't you? You'd say, wait a minute, I'm just a placeholder. I'm just Miss Right for right now. And then you're going to go ahead. We know what's coming. We know what's coming. Jason Witten is going to be inserted in here. So you already know that I'm only keeping the seat warm until they decide that Jason Witten, or should I say Jason Garrett, it's funny, Jason takes over and Jason's going to take over. I'm just here temporarily. I am the sacrificial lamb here to do that. So congratulations, Brian Schottenheimer. Way to go. You are now the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And let me change that on the title. I think the Cowboys okay, change it. I think the Cowboys realize we better. What did I say? Y'all that have been here, thanks for all the super chats. I'm sorry, I'll get them added and we'll draw stuff on here. Damn, we almost had Kellen out of Philly. Well, here's what I'll say. I said when we first heard about Brian Schottenheimer, here's the positives about having Brian Schottenheimer. He already knows the madness that is the Dallas Cowboys. The Joneses aren't going to change for anybody. The Joneses are not going to change what they're doing. Jerry Jones is still going to be the same guy in charge, and Stephen Jones is going to be the fucking idiot who does not know how to manage the cap. He doesn't know how to manage the cap, and that's why he's always sure made. Shout out to everybody who's super chatting. What we know is he at least understands the situation that he's in, the dysfunction. That's the first thing, okay? And the Joneses are going to feel comfortable because they know they're not going to have to worry about having press time, okay? He's going to be okay being in the shadows. The second thing I will say is the fact that he knows Dak Prescott, that we're not starting completely over with that situation. Whether you like Dak or don't like Dak, it doesn't matter because you got Dak. You got him. And so at least Brian Schottenheimer understands that. The third thing I will say is that Brian Schottenheimer getting a chance to be the head coach, he has an opportunity to go ahead and now create the offense that he wants to have. And I can equate this situation with the best case scenario is he could be Sean McVay and we don't know it. We don't know it. Because Sean McVay was a position coach for a couple of years and things and all that. Started out, I think, working as a ball boy for John Gruden, right? His experience was 2 or 3 years with the Commanders as their offensive coordinator under Jay Gruden. You don't look at Jay Gruden and say, oh, this guy is a mentor for coaches, and being on a RG3 exiting out of the NFL to Cleveland and Kirk Cousins as great, yes, JD Sports, as a great learning opportunity to make a head coach. The Commanders was the last job that Sean McVay had before he got hired as a coach. You don't know. He came from dysfunction to become one of the brightest minds. I said that's the best case scenario. That maybe now he gets the opportunity to do this. And the other thing I can say is this, is maybe, just maybe, the Joneses will look at this and say, well, let's make him succeed. So that way we can tell everybody we know what we're doing. And they actually go through and use the triggers and get the salary cap done, that they go ahead and get Micah Parsons signed, and that they actually are players to bring in enough players to make the team competitive. That's my hope. Well, here's the thing. Slightly homeless, he had a good offense in Washington. Well, guess what? When he was offensive coordinator for 1 year with the Seattle Seahawks under Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson had 4,200 yards, 40 TDs, and 13 interceptions. And they also had 1,900 yards on the ground. That's balance, and that's pretty damn good. 40 TDs, 13 interceptions, 1,900 yards on the ground. Balanced offense. Really balanced offense. Now, I don't know what we have. It doesn't matter at this point. We got what we got. We got what we got. And that ain't going to change. It's not going to change. So